Hello. Hey there. How are you? Good evening. Oh, I see y'all are interested in this topic. Okay. um, Hold on. I'm gonna get started in 1 second. I'm just pinning it so that people know when they come on late what we're talking about. Um, Hold on. Okay. If I remember how to do this. Okay. Perfect. All right. Hi. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to the Becky Brown Girl Show. Did you miss me? I'm your host, Becky Brown Girl. And tonight, I don't know why I always clap my hands when I talk. Tonight we are going to talk about getting to know you and dating. Do you date them all, or do you prefer dating one at a time in that sort of early, getting to know you phase? So I have two special guests that are going to be joining me in a minute, but before I add them, that's Nakia and Paul, which you may have seen on the flyer in my last story. So hang on, you two. I'm coming to add you in a second. And why do I sound like I'm out of breath? Anyway. Damn, I lost my train of thought already. Old. Yes. So what we are talking about is your preferred dating style, when you're single. And because you definitely shouldn't be doing this if you already got somebody. Just saying. My personal take is, I think I'm kind of torn on this. I think for men, it's not really a thing. Like, it's just the expectation that that's what men do. And maybe if they're being intentional, then they will pick somebody on their roster to settle down with. They kind of stumble into these relationships, or, maybe they mature to the point where they're ready to just be with one person. But for women, and there's no judgment about them doing that, but I think for women, there's definitely a negative connotation for, women dating them all. And why do I think that's the case? Because, of course, there are a lot of double standards in society, but also I think because men's goal in a lot of cases, shut up, Mike. Men's goal in most cases is to sleep with you, right? So they apply that same logic in the reverse and assume that that's what women's goal is too. And so that therefore that must be what they're doing if they're dating multiple people. And obviously their ego, like, that would drive them nuts. The thought of that, and I definitely don't think that that's how it goes down, but I think dating is really just about getting to know different people and seeing who you're compatible with. I actually had a guy who I talked to a couple months back tell me in an initial phone call, like, if I was talking to anybody else, then, basically that was it. Like, I could only talk to him. I was all the man he needed. Sir, if you don't go to hell disrespectfully. I was like, word? Oh, all right, then. That's what you think? Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and add Miss Nakia first. Nakia is also repping the 215, a fellow Philly John, a corporate professional, an entrepreneur, a mama, and a gilf, and an all-around dope lady. She actually made a post recently while I was thinking about this as a topic. I said, well, she would be a great guest about this very subject. So I'm going to go ahead and add her. And then I'm going to add Paul, who is a personal trainer representing Chi-Town, and also a dad. So Adding them right now. And if y'all have any, I'm sure you do. You ain't taking all the chicks out on dates. You are not a good example here because you definitely don't want to settle down, Mike on the mic. Hey, Nakia.
Hey, y'all.
So, introduce yourself to the people, and you know, put your IG in the chat if you want them to follow you, or maybe you don't.
Sure. Please follow me. I'm Big Nick 615 on Instagram. I am repping the 215, so I am an official Philly join. I no longer live in Philly, but
Oh,
I do.
oh, that's
Um,
right. That's
I'm a
right.
40-something-year-old grandma, and I want to talk about, how we're dating out here in our 40s. So Stacy invited me to this topic, so I can't wait to jump in. And anyone that knows me knows how I feel about it, so I can't wait to see some of your responses. So
Excellent.
thanks for joining, y'all.
So I'm gonna go ahead and add Paul too, I think. Unless you wanna just kind of dive right in and share some of your thoughts on it. Um, or do you want to share your story? I don't know how much you want to talk about that on here, but you did post it
I
on Facebook.
do.
So tell the people your story that might not already follow you and be familiar.
Okay. So my motto with dating is date them all. So I don't date one person at a time because I feel like if you put all your eggs in a basket, one is going to crack. And then you got to start all over again. So recently I was dating two guys. I liked them both a lot. Both of them ultimately wrote themselves out of the picture, but it was getting to a point where, first, let me just say, I do tell guys up front that I am dating other people. They don't take it that well. A lot of them try to grit me up right away because I am dating other people. That kind of makes me run in the opposite direction because I feel like we got to get to know each other. We got to go out. We have to have similar interests, and you learn that about a person over time. So when I'm dating other people, I don't ask the guy if he's dating anyone. No, they both didn't hit.
He's a
So
mess. Ignore him, please. Okay, a
I knew that
mess.
question was going to come up, but it's all right. So, I just let them know I don't ask guys because I just assume that you are dating and nothing that you're doing matters until the point that you're with me. So I don't worry about what you're doing throughout the dating stage. Everyone doesn't feel that way. A lot of men find it hard to believe that a woman thinks that way, but I do. So I do tell men, a lot of them want to be exclusive after date number two because they don't want me to date anyone else. Um, but I'm not worried about any other woman because I feel like I'm the best choice. So I'm not out there competing with anyone else.
See, this is, you know what? That was the other thing that I wanted to mention in my intro, which is like when I meet a guy, right? My assumption automatically, although I'm not like thinking about what else he's doing, right? But
Mhm.
like after I start to get to know him, if I'm interested, then I'm assuming off top that there's somebody else. Like you're not just chilling by yourself somewhere unless you're a complete herb, in which case I wouldn't be interested in you anyway, right? If you are a desirable man, even if you're
Mhm.
not that desirable, like there's somebody in the picture, right? And the more desirable you are, the more somebodies there are, right? Um,
Yeah.
but if you stress yourself worrying about who else might be in the picture, like all you can worry about is yourself. All
Yeah.
you can control is yourself.
Mhm.
Like all you can do is be the best version of yourself, not a representative. I mean, look, it probably is a little bit of a representative, but like
Yeah.
but you can only be you and only worry about you. And if you that girl, then you'll stand out amongst the stable of whatever. he got going on.
Yep.
And people will naturally fall off, and that should be the way it works in reverse. But
Hmm.
again, I think from what I've heard some guys saying, like they get some guys will get turned off by that. They don't ask, they just assume. They
Yeah,
assume like I was just sitting at home twiddling my thumbs waiting for you to show up, sir. I mean, if
exactly.
you
No,
think
sir.
if you found me desirable, you think that nobody else does? Like, come on. Don't play
Hmm.
with me. It's not, but again, they're thinking if there's other dudes in the picture, then everybody's hitting you off. No, it don't. No, like, come on, man.
Yep.
Anyway, so I'm kind of on both sides of the fence, but because it's also hard to juggle. Because
It is hard.
when they start like feeling you, then they start having questions, and it's hard to like without telling them, well, I'm going out on a date, or whatever. Then you got to concoct
Yeah.
a whole
So
lot of
back to my
stories.
story, both these guys want to drag me out, one on Tuesday, one on Wednesday. So I was getting exhausted, from it all. So I'm like, I'm going to have to make a decision soon because I can't keep up going out with two, three people every single week.
Right.
So that does get hard. But in the elimination process, it's always going to be one that's the most consistent. So just like with a female, it's going to be one that's going to show that guy the most interest. And with guys, it's going to be one that just can't keep up the facade. He's going to fall off the train.
Exactly.
So,
Teddy Graham said this is survival of the fittest, and maybe the odds forever be in your favor. I guess he meant may. Anyway, whatever. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. No, because especially these dudes that want to come on there. Oh, I'm an alpha, Captain Caveman, beating my chest, like listen to me, woman. Sir, if you're him, right? You don't have to say it. You just show up, and I'm naturally going to gravitate to you above anyone else. If you're
absolutely.
consistent, if you follow through on the things that you say you're going to do, don't just talk shit. Like, be about what you talk about. Then you're naturally going to eliminate anybody else that might be like, that I might chat with here and there or text here and there, but they just like they soft.
Hmm.
All men are like that. Okay. I don't like generalizing. I'm simply saying that I think the mentality, well, at least from conversations I've seen on social media, is like basically they don't want to, like, if you think I'm special enough, then put the effort in. And if you don't, that's cool too. Like, then, but I'm not going to be in your, I'm probably not going to be in your rotation, just like you don't want to be in mine. Right.
And dating does not mean fucking.
Exactly.
You know, here's the age old question. A guy always say, well, when was the last time you had sex? And I'm going to say one day, yesterday, and see what happens.
So they can lose
Um,
their damn mind.
exactly. It's like, come
It's
on now.
always like 3 months ago.
Like, we're grown.
It's
Like, come
true.
on.
It could be true. I don't
I
know.
don't think anybody's sitting around. I never assume anyone is sitting around waiting on me.
Exactly.
But I promise you, when you get with me, it's going to be something different.
Yes, ma'am. Tell them. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and add Paul, and I'm sure you probably know some of these folk in the comments, so feel free to chat with them too since you're here.
Mike is sending me here.
Please ignore him. I never asked a chick no crazy like that. Hey, Paul,
Hello,
how are you?
hello, how y'all doing?
Paul and
Hello.
Nakia.
Nice to meet you. Can y'all hear me okay?
Yep, we can hear you
Yeah.
fine.
Okay.
So, Paul, I know we kind of chatted briefly about this, so I kind of have a sense of your take on this, which I think is a little bit different. So, let me know like how you feel about how you generally approach it. And again, I feel like it's different for a man There is no like date them all. That's just what y'all do. And nobody says anything about it. It's only a thing really for women, I feel like, because it's frowned upon generally. But what is your approach to like dating? Is it multiples or is it just focusing on one person?
I think for me, it's just been the headspace that I'm in at that time. Because, when we spoke, it's like there are times when you can be exhausted from trying to juggle and you don't want to be bothered. So I think it comes down, and for a lot of people, I don't think everyone has stayed in that one box of only dating one person at a time or always juggling, right? I think you should go with however you feeling at that time. Wherever your head is, you should proceed that way. So there's no right or wrong way to do it. I think y'all said a lot, so I'm trying to like streamline a little bit. But I think to the point of the questions, right, where you say both of you all have said that, right? Like that dudes ask you, like, "Oh, you seeming to be very concerned about what other guys you dating." Just
Well, I'm just gonna interject for 1 second.
okay. Go ahead. Go ahead. Mhm.
Not
Not
really. They just
really. Okay.
assume that they kind of like can be territorial. Now, I'm not saying that as a woman I can't be territorial with somebody that I actually really like. I just try to like stifle those crazy feelings. Like if I start feeling attached to somebody and in my mind it seems too quick, I just try to like stifle them, because if they come out, then I know, it's going to run them off. Now, I definitely do not feel like that about most. It's like a very few. So,
Yeah,
but
the
they
special
don't, but
ones.
most guys won't come out and say it. They just make the assumption like that you're only seeing them. And okay, that's what you want to think. Cool.
Yeah,
Because I might
yeah.
be,
You right.
or
It's
I might
possible,
not.
but I'll just speak on the concern. I don't think the concern should be whatever else you could be or could not be doing, right? I think it should just be, I want to use like a sports analogy, like, hey, I'm on the bench, like when I'm on the floor, like that's my time to shine. So that's it. And then whatever is meant for me will be, what's not won't. And I feel like it literally should be that simple, but obviously, man, we all have an ego to greater or lesser degree, so that is a big part of it. But at the end of the day, I mean, if you like somebody, you should let them know and do what you can to show them how much you like them, and let the cards. You know what I mean? I don't like to say let the best man win, but that is what happens.
Mhm.
But then I feel like when you say that, you're thinking of other guys. Like you should only think about it's like it's me and you, and then focus on
So,
that more than what else you could be doing.
but with that said, do you typically? I know you said you prefer to focus on yourself, but do you typically like come out and ask? Like Nakia said, just she'll come out and say. Now, I don't necessarily do that, but I mean,
Necessarily.
I guess I feel like because a lot of men's ego can't deal with it, and again, the conclusion they jump to is, oh, you must be sleeping with this person. Like, no,
But
or
here's the thing.
I don't know.
If
Right.
you wanna date a bad bitch, you gotta deal with everything that comes with dating that bad bitch.
Right.
So you can't be coming into a situation. You want this beautiful woman, you want her to be successful, and you want her to have all these things, and then you think she has no other options, and now you insecure about it. So just know we all have options, but some of us have more than others
Absolutely.
because we choose to have them, right? So where those other two fell off last week, I got two more over here today. So it's like you gotta keep the train rolling until I find what I'm
Don't
looking
say
for.
the train, because you know they're automatically gonna take it too. I'm just saying.
Not taking me anywhere unless I want to go.
I hear that though.
Okay, I love it.
I hear that. I mean, and that's it. That's just it in a nutshell. I think it just gets a lot more complicated than it needs to be, and it's always gonna be like that though, right?
So so let's say it's a woman that you really are feeling,
Mhm.
right? And you tell her, right? And she says, like, maybe she likes you back, but she's not necessarily ready to like take it to a level of exclusivity. Um, does that make you kind of fall back from dating her and then want to focus your attention on some of the other women that you might be seeing? Does it make you like kind of want to go harder? I don't see that would make somebody go harder, but it might.
It could, if I really like her, yes, it could make me want to say, nah, I haven't shown enough, right? So it depends on the level of interest. That'll dictate if I just say, nah, I'm good, nice knowing you,
Right.
basically. Or I go into, okay, let me bring my, I don't want to say A game as in game, but just, you know what I mean? Let me just really show her, because at the end of the day, if I really like somebody, I want to make sure if I move around that that I was interested,
Right.
so that you can't come back later and say, oh, I didn't, if I run into you, whatever happened, and you didn't know. So that would be my thing, to make sure. And then if it don't line up that way, then cool. But it all depends on my level of interest.
I feel like a lot of guys, women too. I don't know. I'm, only speaking from my point of view, but I feel like a lot of guys try to play the nonchalant role. I like, do not be nonchalant with me. If you like me, if you don't like me like that, okay, be nonchalant, and then I'm gonna like X you out of here. I don't play that. Like, who wants to be treated like you're nothing special or like you're mediocre? What is the point? Like, and
True.
then don't try to feel like treating me that way is going to like lock me in. Go to hell. Like, what? Like, nobody wants to be
Respectfully.
treated like that. Nobody wants to. Some people will accept being treated like that, but I'm like, okay, I'm not impressed. Like, move around. You can go treat somebody else like that. I'm waiting for the one who wants to treat me like he thinks I'm special. Everybody's not going to think I'm special. That's fine. But
Right.
somebody will.
Yep.
Mhm.
And that's the person that I'm going to then focus my attention on. If you're
Mhm.
treating me like whatever, just another, you know, chick in your rotation, then you can take me out the rotation. Like, I'm not, for what? Or if I still entertain you, I text you, I chat with you, I'm not giving it that energy. I'm just kind of like, okay. Like, you're not doing anything to distinguish yourself for me. So either you're not that interested, or I don't know, you want to play too cool for school. I hate that shit. Like, I really do. You better show out, fool.
I mean,
I'll show out too. If
yeah,
if I like you like that, but
yeah,
not if you're not showing out.
right. I think the ego is a big part of that, the nonchalant, because it's definitely easier to be nonchalant to protect your ego. Like, I don't really want to, because of that. There's always the rejection possibility, right? Um,
I'm not laughing
but
at you. I'm not
no,
laughing at you. Go ahead.
no, you good. I was trying to look at the comments too. But that's what it is. It's, you got to decide how much you like somebody, and then that way you'll know, am I more afraid of the rejection or the possibility of what this could turn into if I really go hard. You know what I mean? So the nonchalant part is just, it's the easy way out. You know what I mean? And I feel like most guys have done it. I've definitely done it. But you learn over time. It's like, why not put your best foot forward if it's somebody that's, drawing that kind of energy out of you.
Right. Like, I feel like it's corny. I mean, now I know you're a little bit younger, Paul, but I feel like it's corny, like, not to just express your look. We've got one life to live, so
Facts.
eventually you're gonna get old, and if it's cool if you want to be an old player with, like, you know, you think you could just pay young girls, or I don't think a woman would, but you want to pay somebody to be your companion, but like, they're not going to want to be with you for a legitimate reason. Like, don't you want somebody that genuinely cares about you? Doesn't that get old eventually? I don't know. I know somebody on here probably would never get old too, but I don't understand. Mike.
No.
And then so Webs and Arrow says most men aren't dating a lot of women at once, and neither would women if y'all pay for the dates. Uh,
I'm not paying for the dates. Good
That's an
luck with that.
interesting.
I don't pay
well,
for dates.
I'm gonna say that's an
Never
interesting
had to.
specific take. Um,
hold
yeah.
on. So Webs and Arrow, I would say, you know, like I've said before on this topic, you gotta pay the cost to be the boss. You want to be a playboy and date a bunch of women. See, a lot of guys, right? Because I said I feel like their initial objective is to sleep with you, right?
Hmm.
If they're attracted to you, that's their initial objective.
Absolutely.
Now, they
Yep.
may come to really like you genuinely and then desire more than just sex from you. But if they're attracted to you, they want to sleep with you, right?
True.
But they want to sleep with you, some of them, with like minimal effort. um like maybe they'll take you out on a date, or they're going to try to do the very least they can do to get in your panties. So now if he perceives you to be of a higher value and quality, then he's going to do more, right, to woo you.
Hmm.
But just sort of across the board, I think that's the bare minimum standard. But you can't, like, yeah, if you can't afford to date a whole bunch of women, then you're right, you can't date a whole bunch of women, because
It's
everybody's not going to
expensive.
be everybody's not going to be cool with you, like
Hmm.
hanging out in the house and not taking them anywhere. It's bullshit. Like, don't, it's bullshit. Like, stop it now. So y'all got to cut the roster down.
Or
Or
the
if you got it like
selection.
that, then you can, you know.
Yeah.
Or the selection. Like you gotta. I think you should know your audience, right? There are women that are okay with you just coming to their house, and there are women that are not. So I feel like
Yeah.
you should, whatever your goal is, you should be able to read the room on a large scale of just, saying, hey, what do I want? And being able to recognize different traits in a woman versus, maybe somebody that's a little, I don't want to say a woman, um, but someone is looking for something more casual versus more serious. I'll put it like that, right?
Yep.
Um, yeah, because it's it's somebody that it's a group for every end result that you're looking for,
Yep.
a demographic,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
So I think if you have enough experience, you can tell that and kind of move accordingly, in my
So
opinion.
so Nakia, you didn't tell us. Oh no, you said that you already got rid of them. Would you want to elaborate?
Yeah. So the one I was about to choose, he was 56 years old, and
Hmm.
everything was going fine up until, like, I mean, really good. Our first conversation was 8 hours.
Oh my
That's
God,
somebody's work shift.
Wow.
Yes,
that's
we was on the
crazy.
phone from 2:30 p.m. to 11. To my phone, T-Mobile probably said enough is enough. The phone just hung up. Um, and he just started falling apart. And what I mean by that is he just started getting real sensitive all of a sudden. And I was like, what's going on with you?
Hmm.
And then one day we were talking, the phone hung up, and he never called back. It was like 6 p.m. So I waited until the next morning, 6 a.m. I called him. He answered the phone and said, everything okay with you? Now, mind you, that 8 hours that we were talking, he was sitting in his car. I pay attention to where men talk to me at. Are you in the house? Are you in your car? Are you at work? It tells a story
Yes, he
about if
does.
you hiding something or not.
Yes, he
He was
does.
sitting in his car for the 8 hours. I did talk to him
Hmm.
a few times when he was like laying in the bed, getting up for work. So then he said, I got something to tell you. And I said, what? And he said, something life changing. I said, what, you being indicted? Like, what's life changing? I thought maybe going to jail for a long time. He said, I got a baby on the way. At 56, three
Good.
grown adults, and like three grown adult children. And I was like, take care.
Oh,
Because
real quick, I don't mean to interrupt you. How long had y'all been talking at the time?
not long.
Okay, like
We had only been on 2 dates.
Okay. I
So,
just wanted to. Okay.
so he was just like, I got a baby on the way, and I meant to tell you. I didn't know what to say. So that's something you can't hide for too long. I think what was bothering him was if I tell her now or later. If I get into a relationship with her, how can I tell her later?
You
I
can't.
better tell her now
Right.
because I can't hide it. I was picking up little things,
Right.
so
Mm.
I thought the man was going to cry on the phone, actually, but I was just like, all right, I can't deal with that. So that kind
Wow.
of white tongue.
And you didn't
That's
like. Did
that's
you?
rough.
I don't know if you saw the reel I posted in my story with the guy. It was like, oh yeah, you did, because I sent it to you. Where he was sitting in the tub. I'm like, this has to be a skit because this is too many shenanigans. The
Yeah,
temper tantrum on the
I,
floor. Yes, you did see it because I sent it to you. I know you said somebody else sent it to you too, but is that what he did?
yeah, it was getting emotional, and I wasn't emotional about it. I was like, well, good luck to you. 'Cause I can't deal with that.
Yeah,
It's a
Wow.
shame because sometimes you waste a lot of time, right? Getting to know a person. And I don't usually go out with people right away. I like to talk to you on the phone, get to know you. I don't want to waste your time or mine if there's no
yes.
chemistry. So I don't want to get in person. I don't want anyone to waste a date on me because I don't need to pimp a man out for a meal. I want him to genuinely like me and want to take me out on a date. So I want to spend some time getting to know him, talking on the phone, doing whatever, FaceTime, whatever. I'm open for it all. Men offer to take me out. I never like allude to, hey, when are we going out? And then the other guy who I was dating at the same time, he was from Lagos, Nigeria. So, one day he told me he was horny. So I said, well, why don't you go to a titty bar? Because I had just lost a friend, so I didn't feel like going out. And he was like, what? Yeah, I can go to it. Yeah, go to a strip
Mm-hmm,
club. Have fun.
mm-hmm,
Call me when you get back.
mm-hmm,
So when he went out that night, he's one of those guys that posts everything on social media.
mm-hmm,
So when he went out, he blocked me from his stories. I noticed that. So I texted him. I was like, did you block me from your stories the night he was at the titty bar?
mm-hmm.
So he didn't respond until 2 days later.
Mm.
He was like, I didn't know what to say. Most women would be upset. I said, well, why would you block me from something I told you to do? I told you to go to the strip club. I'm not used to dating a woman like you. I've never had a woman. Well, I can't take care of your needs. Go to a strip club.
Right,
you know?
right.
So, go have fun. He had some friends in town. I knew he liked that kind of thing, because we talked about it. We talked about porn. I knew he liked that kind of thing. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, go. But then he kind of messed it up because he was being sneaky about
Right.
it. I don't like liars, and I don't like men being sneaky. So that turned me off too.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't that. So here's the thing. Like I talk a lot about how I don't like um being lied to. I mean nobody likes being lied to, right? But sometimes men, I'm not talking about like little shit, but like certain shit, if you're doing in the beginning, then it's just going to get worse as time progresses. So like, for example, telling me that you're single is an automatic red flag to me that you're married, because that happened to me twice. Do not lie to me about being married. Do not lie to me about, because when I find out, I'm
Yeah,
going to go crazy. Like, why lie? Just tell me what it is, whatever it is. Tell me what it is up front and give me the choice to decide what I do or do not want to deal with. I do not prefer to date somebody who's married, right? But if you're lying about it off the top, now I don't want to fuck with you. Like, come on, man. Um, so somebody, what's
I was,
Mike? I'm not. You know what? I'm not messing with you. So hold on. I wanted to respond to a comment that Web De Niro made about does him a man dating multiple women make me feel special? And Nakia, you answer as well. But again, my take on it is, if he's anything going for himself, I'm not the only woman that he's dealing with, right? More than likely. Therefore, all I can do is control myself. So when I'm with him, I'd rather not think about who else he might be with. I'm dealing with him. If I start getting very attached to him, then I'm going to let him know, like, this is how I feel about you. And if he starts getting on some, like, well, like, I just kind of want to go with the flow. All right, I'm not going to keep allowing myself to get more and more attached to you and get my feelings hurt. Um, but I can't, like, how he treats me is what's going to make me feel special. Now, he could treat me really great and be treating somebody else really great too. But eventually, if he's treating me that great, I'm going to want to be with him exclusively. And so I'm going to have the conversation with him. At that point, I'm not making assumptions or guessing or wondering. I'm going to have a conversation with you. So either you're going to give me the answer that I want or you're not. And if you don't, then I have a choice to say, you know what? I can't do this anymore, because I know it's just going to lead to me getting my feelings hurt. And then somebody asked about ethical non-monogamy, and no, that's not for me. Period. How about you,
That's
Nakia?
her. Sharp left.
No,
Sharp left.
somebody asked about it. How
No,
about you,
that's
Nakia? How you
what I'm
feel
saying.
about
Like
that?
that was like, that's a whole different
Well, that
topic.
that person is young. That's that, like, new bullshit. No, okay. Cause
So
cause cause do you feel okay with ethical non-monogamy? Do you feel okay with me sleeping with other men? Of course it's cool for you, but do you feel like it's cool on the other side? Probably not. So get the fuck out
it's
of
such a double
here.
standard we have. It really is. It's a real thing. Um, did you want to share any of your stories, or maybe one, about, just because I think it's a good topic on. You said something that made me think of, women's perspective that men don't get to see, like when a man's interest. The friend zone stuff. So I guess that is a whole different segment,
It is a
but
different topic,
that's
and
a different topic. That's a different topic.
I've talked about this before. Like, um, I'd rather just focus
Okay.
on this
Okay.
because I have talked about it before. So Nakia, we're basically talking about how guys will pretend, um, just to be cool with you. They just want to be your friend. And then when they, like, get your defenses down and you're in their presence, now they want to be like, hey girl. No, if you don't have the balls to tell me up front, don't wait until you get me alone with you, because it's predatory. And now I'm pissed off.
Yeah.
Like, if that's what you wanted, you needed to let that be known up front. Because if I'm not interested in you like that, you put me in a very awkward position. Now you probably be like, fuck that motherfucker. But it's happened to me a few times. So, but I don't want to get off on that topic
Yeah,
because
because that's a
it's something else.
tangent. That is a
So
whole tangent
yeah, it
for
is a
sure.
tangent. um. Anyway, so is there any other thoughts on this that you would like to share? No, I'm sorry. Were you still telling your story about the African? What happened to the African guy? I'm sorry.
No, that was
I
it.
totally interrupted you. My bad. Go ahead.
No, that was it. And the time before that, it was two guys that I found out knew each other. And I met them through one of my girlfriends. Well, she was friends with both of them on Facebook. So when I found out they both attended the same university, I asked them that they know one another. So I'll tell you what wrote these two off. When I mentioned one to the other, they both started talking about each other, like gossiping. And it turned me off. One was like, oh, he slept with my baby mom.
Mm-hmm.
He did this, he did that. And then the other one, with our entire conversations was about the other one. And they was like, oh, now we got three women in common because now we got you in common. I said, you don't have me in common because I haven't gone out with either one of you yet. But I went out with one, but then they wouldn't stop gossiping about one another. And I don't listen to when people tell me about a certain person. I find out for myself. So you can't gossip to me about someone else. I'll find out for myself. So I was just like, I mean, both of them was really good guys, very great careers. And I'm just like, well, as soon as I mentioned that they, do you know this person? Y'all both went to Lincoln University. It just all fell apart. So,
So, well, hold on.
Mm.
Somebody says you shouldn't be dating if you're in the business of making a fool out of men and women. So, snack fit, what do you mean by that? I don't think, but a lot of people are, well, okay, I take that back because I do not like generalizing. And I know that sometimes I do it. Some people are manipulators. Like, they get off on manipulating people and playing games with people. And I mean, again, like we too, well, most of my followers are in their mid 30s and up. So why are you still playing those kind of games like in your late 30s, 40s, 50s?
mhm.
It's just childish. Like, for what? Just be straight up about what it is that you're looking for. Be straight up about what it is that you want, and allow the person that you're engaging with to decide whether or not they're cool with that. But a lot of guys want to, well, not a lot, some guys want to manipulate their way into some coochie. um she's gonna give it to you, right? If she really wants you, that's what I take. You don't gotta play games. You don't
Absolutely.
gotta like bamboozle me. If I want you, I want you, period. Without you like trying to, you know, like do some kind of shell game. I know what you're doing, dummy. Like, well, now I know, right? But
You've
anyway,
learned. You've learned
so
experience. Yeah.
yes, experience, right? Because there, I definitely, I definitely got, I got caught off guard, a couple times, but, so Nakia, your take is date them all. Paul, doesn't really apply to you, but you wouldn't write a woman off or dismiss her knowing that she's dating other people. You just
No, I
sort
would
of take the
assume it.
approach of
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
survival of the fittest. Got it. Okay.
Yeah. Pretty much.
So is there anyone else? Josie, you should join, I think. I don't know if you would, but I can add one more person if anyone else would like to get in the conversation. My mom always said a woman knows if she wants to sleep with you from the beginning. Lee can mess it up by what you say or do.
Yeah.
Mama's not
Yeah. I was
wrong.
gonna say
Mama's not
yeah.
wrong.
That's how it goes.
Men are generally stronger than women. Blah 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 blah. Okay. Uh, sorry, I'm just reading through the comments now. If you're in the business of proving that females only want money, you're gonna find and believe it. Exactly. I agree.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah.
Snack Fit, you should join. You have a lot of comments and opinions. Yeah, I agree. If you look for something, you will find it. I just don't want to be. I don't want to be misled because the other thing is that I think sometimes a man, in an attempt to get you to just like lock in with him, because he might not know what your situation is, but he wants to take anyone else out of contention, will like say all the things he thinks you want to hear. Like, oh, I'm ready to settle down, girl, and I will marry you, girl, and we gonna take trips together, girl. We gonna do all these
The,
things together.
the African. Let me buy a house and you move it with me. I desire you.
And
Yeah.
I'm like,
So
well, for real. So start showing me, because if you ain't, if all you doing is talking, not doing, I don't believe you. You need more people,
exactly.
okay? Like I'm
I
no
will
no no no.
show you. I will show you. No doubt how I feel about you. I may not always verbalize it, but my love language is action oriented. So if I'm feeling you, I will show you immediately.
So the thing is, I would have said, like, when I do the quizzes on love languages, like my top one I think was words of affirmation and quality time were kind of like close, but words of affirmation was first. So that's how it would be easier for me to get duped before. Now I'm like, for real? Okay. So
I'm sorry about the accent.
I listen, I listen, and then I wait and see what they're gonna do. And like 8 times out of 10, it's nothing. So I'm like, all right. And I'm not
Yeah,
gonna get enthused about you doing nothing. I'm not gonna get enthused about your
Right?
flowery fuckboy words. Pardon me, mom. I'm sorry for the cussing. But I'm not, that's not gonna do it for me anymore. Like, say the words because they sound nice and then do the action. And if we're not doing the combo, then it's a no. It's a no for me, dog. Or like I'm slowly like fade out of the picture, and that doesn't mean to come back and spin the block. Like when I fade out of the picture, that means stay away. Like don't come back. You hear? Anyway,
that's funny.
Mike, I don't even know why. So, Nakia, how do you feel about me adding him? Because I know he's just coming on here to talk nonsense.
Go ahead.
I
Yeah, why
guess I'll
not?
add him. I guess I will add him. Lord have mercy. Please have a shirt on this time, please. For God's sake. This is not that's not what we doing here, okay? And I bet you he won't. Or maybe he's going to put one on out. Mike, are you there? Oh God. Mike. Okay. Anyway, I don't know what's going on with him. Um Mike, where are you? Why are you in the dark? Don't be doing weird stuff over there. Anyway, okay. So,
But real quick, I think that was a good point too about men saying what women want to hear, because that's what, like, men operate on kind of really survival and adaptation, right? So I feel like you have to learn that being, young, and then learning like you don't have to tell a woman what you think she wants to hear, right? But you feel like that's the way to do it, but you don't realize like you're gonna have to, if she's has a good head on her shoulders, she gonna remember what you said, so you're gonna have to live up to it now, right? And you don't think about that in the short term. You just thinking, oh, this sounds great, she's gonna love to hear that, right? But 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 2 months down the line, when what you said is not what you're doing, now you look crazy. You know what I mean? So I think it's a lot about experience and your thought process and learning from the fuck ups that you gotta make as a man to get to any kind of level of success, or just knowing how to be honest at the end of the day. You know what I mean? And not learning as a man, you don't have to do too much. And I feel like that's a wide range of what doing too much is.
I
You
think it's knowing your audience because again, like some women do like to be, and I'm not encouraging men to be liars. I'm saying, but I do feel like that type of approach is necessary to attract certain type of women. I don't want to be lied to, and like I said, at this stage, I'm going more off of what I see you doing versus what you're telling me that you're going to do, because most of the time they don't align. Or it could be that it aligns, right? But maybe it's not somebody I'm interested in like that. So
and
he
it
can
probably
tell me
happens
he's gonna
a
give me
lot.
the sun, the moon, the stars, and the mountains,
And,
like after 7,
right,
and
right,
I'll be like,
and
and he very well
even more.
could. Yeah, I'm like, I don't know what you're doing here, but anyway. So, so I don't know if you have any closing thoughts that you would like to share on this topic.
Not really. I think both of you all's experiences was, very entertaining, especially yours, Nick. Like yours was very the African story. All of your stories is good. I think it's just, it is what it is. We've all heard things like that or have our own stories, whatever. But I think
You got a
it's
shirt
just
on. Okay.
I'll put one on just for
Okay.
you. And Mama
Thank you.
Gwen.
My mama's on here.
I'll put it on for Mama Gwen.
Can we keep it like at least NC-17 this time, please?
I think
So, Mike, introduce yourself to the people, please.
we can't see him. Where is he?
You can't, because I can see him.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't. That's odd.
That is weird. You can see him, Paul? Paul?
I can see y'all.
Okay. Yeah, no, I was gonna say
can't.
I can see you. I'm not sure why Nakia can't see him, but anyway. So I don't know. So dare I ask, what is your opinion on dating them all? I know you're like there was Brenda, Letitia, Linda, Felicia, Dawn,
All I
LaShawn, and the
All I
rest.
want to deal with is chicks who don't mind going to cheesecake. If your black ass don't want to go to cheesecake, then we ain't going nowhere.
I'm not going to the Cheesecake Factory.
So
It's always what.
That's
so let
funny.
me ask you a question, Nakia. Why do you not like the Cheesecake Factory? Do you feel like it's too lowbrow? I just want to ask because I like the Cheesecake Factory and I like high-end dining
It's
too.
not bad. It's the way men was responding to it. They were saying things like, "She better be lucky that she with me." Lucky I fed her and things like that. And I feel like if you knew how much time it took to get ready, I was talking to one of my friends last night, and he said, when you dealing with a quality woman, you don't offer her to the Cheesecake Factory. Like you like, okay, she gonna put some thought into getting dressed and coming out on a date with me, so I'm gonna take her someplace nice. And I don't mean take me to Steak 48 or take me to Ruth Chris. I'd rather go to some BYOB hole in the wall. I just want to if I'm with you, I want to at least have some good food. So I like different spots, like little mom and pop type spots. I don't want to be like at a 5-star restaurant, or definitely not the Cheesecake Factory.
It's a first date. Can't nobody read your mind. You going to cheesecake. You gonna have some good cheesecake.
If we're
Hold on.
on the phone and you know me, you will know the type of things that I like
How
because we're
somebody
going to
gonna know
talk
you on
about
the
it.
first date? Ain't nobody know you on the first date.
Hold
Nobody
on,
know you.
Mike. Hold on. See, Nakia, I appreciate Nakia's approach. Although I don't want you to like talk me to death either. If you claim that you were interested in me, like I don't necessarily want us to like connect and then immediately you're taking me out on a date without us conversing. Like have a conversation, because you know what, in that conversation you establish if there's some rapport, some compatibility. You get to know what I like, you get to know what I like to eat, you get to know what I like to do, you get to know if you get to take me to the damn Cheesecake Factory, which I actually don't have any issue with the Cheesecake Factory. I love their Jamaican black pepper shrimp. I just would like to say that. But anyway,
Throw that in there.
but my point is, like, talk
And
to
I'm
me.
surprised you like that, Stacey, and I'll tell you why.
Wow.
Because we live a healthy lifestyle. It's not like that pre-processed
I mean,
food, and
I was just
yeah,
kidding
I'm
if my
surprised
shoulders
you like
washing.
that.
I was just kidding. That's my cheat meal. Okay, I'm just saying. Um, no, I am saying that like men will. Okay, do not want to generalize that. Some men will complain about spending, you know, hundreds of dollars on a first date when they didn't bother to take the time to get to know the woman that they were taking out. If you bothered to talk to her first, you might have, especially if it doesn't become something, right? Um, get to know her a little bit, because you might be like, you know what, she's fine, but she's kind of like, she's boring, she's whack, she don't have no personality, I'm not really feeling her like that. You know what,
I'm just joking.
we just gotta go out.
So,
I
Mike,
just
Okay.
wanted to have this.
let me tell you what I did one time, because I love to cook. So you can't feed me anything because I'm a woman who knows how to cook. So I actually cooked a meal one time And this guy, he was like, "Oh, I like banana pudding." I said, "Oh, I'm gonna make you some." I made him this big ass pan of banana pudding, and I made a whole meal. And we met in a parking lot, and we sat in the car and we ate it.
Wow.
So
Now
that to me, I was like,
that
that was the best date I ever had. He had
that
5 dozen roses. That was like the best date I
that
ever had. And I was like,
that is
I
some
was,
beautiful ghetto matrimony shit. I
Why does
love
it
it.
have to be ghetto?
So you said ghetto matrimony.
You the one that want to take people to, to some like,
I was just joking. I just want to have a subject to mess with that cheesecake topic, but men know where to take you at. We gonna date according to what we think we can get out of you. We know the level to take you to. We know the roof crib chicks between the Applebee's chicks.
That's
I know. It's the 20 chicks. I get it.
So
but
what is your objective though, Mike, in dating? Is it
You're not gonna make me answer that on here. We're not gonna do that. Well,
not breaking it down?
all men, every man objective is to take you out to. It's the upper persuasion for the lower evasion. We're not taking you out because we ain't got nothing else to better to do with our time. Every man wants to get to the final destination.
Okay, bars. Yeah, I get it, right? But what I'm saying is maybe have you ever gone out with a woman and like, yeah, I know that's always your goal, but like she kind of threw you for a loop and you were like, you know what, I actually kind of am feeling her.
Oh yeah, that's
Besides that,
happened. Yes, that's happened several times. It's like, you know what? Outside of that, she has a lot to offer. She has substance. She has, quality. She has essence about her. So that, every time you go out, you can learn more than you expected.
but she's still not going to get off the market, right? You don't have to.
Uh, it,
You don't have
it,
to.
it, it, all, it all depends. It all depends. You dig what I'm saying? Like somebody might just be that intriguing that you say, you know what? This ain't my usual thing, but I got to do it.
Okay.
You never know.
What? A new, more mature. No. No, I'm just messing with you. You should do whatever. Look, you should do whatever you feel is right. As long as you're being honest with, the people you're dealing with, then it's all good. Like, don't misrepresent what you want because that's what they want. And that's how you think you're going to, get the draws. Like, just
I mean,
say, look, this is what I'm about. And if they're with it, they're with it. And if they're not, they're not. Somebody's going to be with it. Somebody that you're also interested in is going to be with it. Do not try to
I'm not gonna.
I'm saying for me, don't try to bamboozle me. Just
I'm
in
not gonna
general.
try to bamboozle. I'm not gonna try to lead nobody. I'm be honest, but I'm gonna definitely try to get you. Like I'm gonna do a Bill Cosby. I'm not gonna put nothing in your drink, but I'm gonna try to get you enough drinks till you get a little inebriated to make bad
All
decisions.
right. Never
I'm
mind.
not. I'm not Bill Cosby. I got Bill
You
Cosby
might
itch.
want
Bill
to
Cosby
delete that from the
itch.
record. Delete it from the record before your ass gets canceled. I'm gonna pretend
I'm
like
not
I
gonna
didn't
put the
hear that.
pills, but I'm gonna ask you: do you want another shot? Another shot two? Another shot three? No, no.
I don't drink on dates, Mike. I don't drink.
you don't drink it all on dates?
Mm-mm.
If you don't
Is
drink,
that
that's
new?
boring.
I didn't mean to cut you off. Is that new or is that like something you always been doing?
I've been laying off the alcohol lately, so not always. It's just recently.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
I was
We
gonna
can't
say
have
that come
a
from
good
the
time
reason
if
I was
we
asking,
ain't
I was
drinking.
wondering like, did it come from a bad experience or you just like, I don't want to just the.
I am fun, Mike. I do not need alcohol to be fun. I am fun 24/7.
You make some of your best decisions inebriated.
Nah. Nah. Um wait, how much safer man to build
De
himself?
Niro, I'll take the Starbucks date over Cheesecake Factory any day.
Uh,
Good boy.
okay.
What look, what my thing is? My thing was never like, oh, you got to spend like this amount of money. Like this is the minimum threshold in order for it to be a good date. But the type of things I typically like to do, I appreciate creativity, right? So if I know that you put thought into something, that tells me that you want to make an impression on me. Like you didn't just do something typical or the usual. You took the time to get to know me and you said this is something I think she would really enjoy. You get points for that with me.
Absolutely.
Plus, let me ask both of y'all this. as a woman, doesn't it matter how much you like the guy? Meaning, a guy you really like, be honest, he can take you to maybe not, Nikki, you're the Cheesecake Factory, you say no. But if you really like the guy, you might give him a pass. Let's give it another restaurant that's on the Cheesecake Factory level. But my point is, if you're not really feeling the guy anyway, where he takes you really matters, in my opinion, in my experience. I think the more you feel a guy, it doesn't matter as much where he takes you. Obviously, you don't want him to take you nowhere that's just crazy, but the picnic idea or something super simple. I think the vibe, your vibe as a woman towards him, might matter more in terms of how you feel like the date turns out versus the venue matters more if you ain't feeling him that much. What is y'all's response to that?
Maybe, right? Because you're right. If I really like you, then we could do something simple and just your company. Like if you're funny, you have a good personality, I'm attracted to you, of course, then yeah, it probably matters less. Um, but if I'm not really, if I know beforehand I'm not really feeling you that much, I'm going out on dates that I was like just kind of to try something different. Not because I'm trying to use somebody or like, let me see if I can get a free meal. Like, I think that's whack. But just because I was trying to be receptive to a different type of person instead of going for what I would normally go for if that approach isn't working.
Yeah, so I did the same thing. Like I was trying to force the chemistry because he was a great guy. And you can't. I stopped doing that, right? Because on paper, he was everything you would want. And he looked good, body nice. I just could not figure out why I didn't like him. You know, we went out several times and I was just like, why don't I like him? And I know y'all gonna chew me up for this,
Oh, I
but
can't wait.
I even took him on a trip.
Ooh.
And,
Wait. Hold on, real, just so we clear. You took
What?
him on a trip, meaning you paid?
so
Okay.
I won a trip,
Okay.
right, for
Oh,
work.
okay.
And you could bring a companion.
Okay.
So I brought him with me, but with the understanding that we was going to be platonic because I was trying to build that chemistry. Yeah, I got chewed up for this on Facebook. They was like, why you do not have no guy sleep in the hotel room with you? So I ended up putting him out because he was mad at me because I wasn't giving it up. But
Of
I
course
thought
it was.
maybe that trip was going to make me have some chemistry with him, but it didn't, Paul. Like I just didn't have it. So, and you're right, because then the OG that I was just telling y'all about, I could have Netflixed and chilled with him after
So
day one.
he
Like
could
his
have
voice
got
was
it,
just
huh?
that sexy. Oh, he could have got it. But I was just like, no, Nakia, you know, don't invite him over. You got to do your normal research about this guy, you know.
Right.
But he definitely, like you said, we could have been sitting in a picnic with bologna sandwiches, and I would have had a good time with him
See, we too
because.
old. We too old to be, doing stuff by default. You took that man out by default. Like we, we too old to be playing coochie. You
God,
don't play.
I
Don't
would,
take me no. Don't take me nowhere playing coochie games. We too old to be playing coochie games.
I
You make that decision up before we go somewhere, whether your coochie is ready for me or not. Don't do that.
Hold on. But hold on. Right?
wasn't playing no games with him, I
But
swear.
the problem is, then you expect because you took me out to dinner. Now, you know.
No, no, we didn't
Wait,
say
what you
dinner. We
say?
didn't say dinner.
Now
They went on a
get your
vacation.
ass
They went
out of
out.
here.
They went to the same restaurant. I mean, hotel. We're not talking about restaurants no more. They went. She took the man to the hotel, and they stayed in the same
Yeah,
bed, in the same room. And
that's
you
rough.
don't play with no grown ass man like
That's
that.
rough
I mean,
right there.
yeah,
Ooh-wee.
I am
She
gonna
wouldn't
chew you
have
up a little bit.
to kick me out. I would have left. I would have got up and took my shit and said, "I'm out of here."
Well, he kind of started packing up, and then I just said, why don't you just
I
go?
bet
And
he did.
Well, if he packed
yeah,
up, you didn't have to tell him to leave.
Wow.
To
Look,
I mean, he was everything on paper. Like, I mean, again, there was nothing wrong with him, but I just didn't know why I didn't have any chemistry.
But that was
And I thought maybe the trip, I'm like, oh, maybe we'll,
I can
loosen up.
tell you exactly what was wrong. He
What
didn't
was
get you no
wrong?
drinks. You didn't have no drinks. You need about 3 or 4
God.
shots.
that's crazy.
After
But I
Listen,
that
mean,
third shot,
don't give me,
you'd have said he's starting to look sexy to me.
But look,
what is it?
but hold on. He could have appreciated getting a free trip that he didn't pay for. He got flued out. He could have
I
appreciated that.
mean,
Left it at
yeah,
that.
but nah, I can't let you get that one off. Just because I can't let you get that one off. In theory, that sounds amazing, right? But as a guy, no. How do
If I
I even
get
like?
food
I don't
out,
even know how to explain why no, but simply I'll say like every guy, just like okay, so I'll use the friend zone, but it'll be a quick example. Every guy that is attracted to you, right, does not want to be your friend, right? Just like every guy that goes on a trip with you wanna fuck you, right? So that should be a known fact. Now I'm gonna shoot you some bail, Nikki, because you did like a lot of things about him, and you was using the trip as a like, okay, maybe this will be the cherry on top. This will be the straw that broke the camel's back to maybe get the back broke, maybe, right? But it didn't work out that way. But for future reference, every guy that go out of town with you that's
if,
that's the
if I
objective.
get flued out,
Right.
or
And if you
if I
paid on
fly
that,
you,
that's
if
not
I
even
fly you out, if
that.
I fly you out, that's coming with a prerequisite.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't come here talking about no
Already
morals or no
He
cheating.
thought he
values.
came up for
Not
real,
morals
for
and
real. Like
values.
I'm
No, I
getting
got
you
no, I got
paying for me, and you like,
nope, I got my period. Leave me alone.
man.
Oh, I'll run the red light, baby. I don't want to hear that. I'll run the red light all day. You better put a towel down.
So one night he went out while we was on a trip. I couldn't go out because my legs were swollen from lifting heavy the day before. So again, go ahead on out. He knew some people down there. So he went out. He came back like 4 o'clock in the morning, and I heard him get in the bed next to me. So his foot touched my leg, and I was like, what the hell is wrong with me? Like, why am I not attracted to this guy?
Hold
Like,
on.
I almost fell to the floor.
When his
Like,
foot touched your leg, how did you feel? Like, what did you? What?
I was just like, it was like cringy. I don't know why I felt that
Did
way.
he get the
Oh,
It
shower?
was nothing.
Did he jump in the shower before he got into bed with you?
I don't remember. I was asleep, Mike.
If he got in the shower, that means he went out and got some coochie.
I just felt.
Probably don't even.
I
He
just
don't
felt him
care.
getting big. Well, it was in a. We was in a really. We had 2 bathrooms, so we was in a condo suite. So it wasn't like the typical hotel room.
but he was right.
It was like a presidential suite.
I would have booked my own room with you. I'd have booked my own room. I'd have been like, you know what, this is it. You ain't got to do nothing for me no more. Goddamn more.
I mean, but I understand the feeling of like when you just aren't feeling somebody like that, and they try to touch you. It is like. Like no, and it doesn't matter what they look like. It's the attraction. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
I respect that, right? Because if you don't feel the way, you shouldn't go through with it. But like after that first date, that first night, that room, that's the last night. Like we're not gonna stay no 3, 4 nights. It's gonna be that night and that's it.
Yeah, it was a 5-day, 4-night
Oh,
trip, and
What?
Lord,
Okay.
have mercy. The
Yeah, that's too
suffering
Okay. So
long.
moment.
listen,
Hold
listen.
on. So what De Niro says, men will smash even if we're not attracted. Well, that's the problem.
right.
Like, don't why? Why are you doing that? Like, you just have to.
Not all
Why?
men. Not all men. Not all men. Not all men.
He
Not
says
me.
we'll find something that's attractive and focus
Not
on
not
that.
all men.
Yeah,
This
we.
also
I like.
makes women delusional. So basically, we should just. So okay, hold on, because y'all be the same ones talking about, oh, you're sleeping with everybody, use a hoe, and then or you don't want to give it up. Like, make up your mind. Y'all are all over the
Exactly.
place.
Like I'm
Get
being
your ass out of
penalized
here.
for not giving it up, and I'm telling you, I tried, but nothing worked. Like I just wasn't. attracted to him, and I thought it was a good gesture to bring him because he
A
presented
good
well.
gesture to bring
Yes,
somebody you're not attracted to.
that's the
Well,
part. Right? I was gonna say it is a good gesture. Just in the sentence, taking somebody on a trip is a good
But it
gesture.
wasn't a vacation. It was a corporate event.
But
you wouldn't
the
have
problem
took me
one
around
was
the
you're not
corner
attracted
to
to
the
him,
Motel 6 if we wasn't gonna do nothing.
Well, hold
and that's
on.
a long ass trip, 5 days for you know what I mean. Like that's a long time for it to be like on a whim.
I know.
Did it come up? Did it come up in advance?
Yeah,
Um,
the conversation happened
and
in
what did you
advance.
and what did you say?
Said I said, remember that trip I won? Do you want to go with me? He was like, oh yeah, I need a break because he owns his own business. He was like, I need a break. That would be great. I just want to chill. I was like, well, this is not a turn up trip. I was like, I need you to attend these events as my date with me. So we're just gonna go down there as friends. As soon as we got there, he wanted to turn up. And I'm like, we have events that we have to attend. Like I had to attend, and he wanted to turn up. And then after the second day, I hear him on the phone with his friends.
Mm-hmm.
I remember going into the bathroom and I changed into my bikini, and he was mad that I didn't change in front of him.
I would have been
So
too.
I was like, well, I got dressed in the bathroom. I came out. He was like, I want to see some ass. And I was like, come on. So then I heard him on the phone with his friends, and his friends like, she ain't giving up no ass. You better leave. She ain't giving up no ass. So they was
Did you
pressuring
pay
him.
for the trip, fool?
Right.
It's out of here. If I could see, not because I think that's but I get it. Like I understand what a man's expectation is if he's paying for the trip.
I
Pay
do.
for the
I would
trip,
never do that again.
dummy.
That was my bad. That was totally my bad. I would
How
never
long
do
did
that
you
again.
guys know? How long did you guys know each other?
It was months. So we was talking on and off
Time out,
for
time
months.
out, time out, time out. That's all his fault, right? Because within the month period of time, first week, we gonna be having phone sex and phone text, and we already gonna be talking about what we gonna do. You gonna get a couple dick pics, and we already gonna establish
My
all of
brother
that before
is
we get to that.
on here.
Oh,
Damn
oh. I'm sorry, Miss Gwen. I'm sorry. That's his goddamn fault. In the month time, you would have saw everything we was gonna do or was supposed to do, so you wouldn't have had no confusion in the month. Nah, that's his fault.
Okay, so I'll give a second perspective to that. Damn, that was maybe forget
He's
what I was gonna say.
wild. He's a
Oh.
wild boy.
So at the very least, when you brought up the trip, right? He should have had more of a conversation to kind of be more honest about that. So when you stipulated we're just going as friends, he should have been like, hey, I need to level with you. Like going on a trip is you know what I mean? To feel you out, because even if you was like, okay, I'm not guaranteeing none, but I might be open to that. That's still a decision. He might say, I'm not sure, but you got to at least have that conversation to see where your head is. Because if y'all had a conversation and you like, nah, dude, this is just a friend trip, then it's like, nah, I can't do that.
But
You know
but
what I mean? But he shouldn't have just let you have that conversation and not
It's
gave his
20,
honest feedback on, hey, I'm a grown ass man. I ain't going out of town with nobody. And you know what I'm saying? At least kind of put
2023.
that back on you. Because sometimes, just to your example, so you're not the only woman sometimes that forgets how a man's mind works from time to time. So in your mind, like you said, it's a nice gesture, corporate event, whatever. Your agenda was also unique in that you did like a lot of stuff about him, but it was something missing, so you thought this might be what was missing. Like this might have been the void, this might have been the missing link. But he should have brought you back to reality. Like, hey, that's nice, that's real sweet, boo boo, whatever. But hey, grown ass
Yeah.
men don't go on trips without, you know what I mean. So that way, now that's back in your mindset because you could have forgot, not been aware. You know what I mean. Not that could have not been on your mind. But he should have brought you back. So that way, it's like, okay, now I had that conversation. Because who knows, you might have thought about it differently, say, hey, you know what, you're right, that wasn't what was on my mind, but okay, maybe we can, at least I'm open to that, something. But he just let you go, just had a conversation and then went on the trip without no type of like, hey, I gotta at least try to tell her like, hey, this thing gonna be the kind of trip you think it's gonna be. Like we might miss an event or two, like you might be walking a little bow-legged to one of them. You know what I'm saying? Something like in there just to let you know, hey, this This ain't gonna be like that.
It's 2023. We video chat now. So while you video chat late at night, you might be like, what you got on? You ain't got nothing on. Let me see a nipple or something. We get to the, you get kind of in a month time, you're gonna get to that point. And if you start to act resistant then, or acting like it ain't no chemistry, then he should have knew then. Ain't no trips involved because you wasn't trying to, a month, a month, a month.
But it also depends on how often y'all talking during the month. If y'all, you know what I'm saying? If y'all talking every couple of days, that's different than, dating is different. So you might, if y'all talk once a week in a month, that's not, that's 4 times in a month. I'm just giving that example. Versus, but if we talking every 2-3 days, then I'm going to get a whole lot more intel on what you into, where we at. You know what I mean?
But my point is, I feel like this goes back to like men kind of not wanting to take no for an answer. Like if she said we're friends, the inference, right? If a man told me he wanted to be my friend, then I assume that means he's not romantically, sexually, physically, whatever. He's not attracted to me like that. All right, cool. Guess what? I'm not going to do. Not going to keep pushing up on you and getting rejected. But a man be like, I just got to get along with her and then I'm going to try her again. No, please don't. Because now I'm angry with you. Like, because it
But she
feels very.
invited him. He didn't invite himself. She invited
She
him.
invited him, but she said we're going as friends.
We had the conversation
So
many times.
it was him who tried to take it to, to.
So y'all never kissed, y'all never touched, y'all never did nothing.
He
Okay.
kissed me on my cheek once, and I wasn't happy about that.
Well, there you go.
So
Did what?
Well, that's his goddamn
he kissed
fault. That's his
me on
fault.
my cheek.
So he did
If
the
I
smallest
lean
things.
in, yeah, if I lean in and you don't reciprocate, then that's it. That's when you out of it. We done.
He did
Yeah,
the
we
small.
never kissed.
He did the smallest things: a kiss on the cheek and foot touched you, and both of them just you like, nah, I can't rock with none of that. Like he gets to no type of basis. He just
No, no, not a
feeling
butt rub, nothing. No.
Well, at least you learned the lesson. The only man who want to go out and be your friend on a date or vacation is a gay man. Don't no heterosexual man want to go on a date and hang around with you and have a hard dick all night. They don't want to do that, baby.
not at all, not at all.
Oh my God. So, and on that note, thank you, Mike. So, okay, so date them all. Paul, that's Nakia. Paul, you agree? You're cool with that from a woman, and it doesn't make you feel differently about her. Mike, I already know. You just on
Big
some.
fish, big fish eat little fish. The big fish always gonna win, baby.
Okay.
That's another way
Anyway,
to look at it.
all right. So I'm gonna go on ahead and wrap this up. But I appreciate y'all for joining me. So you can see yourself out. Bye bye. Thank y'all. Thank
All
you.
right, cool.
This X on the corner. X on the corner.
Yeah,
Bye.
Bye bye
I'll
bye
see y'all
bye.
later.
Sorry, Ferrari 5. Good night, beautiful lady. Thank you. All right, I appreciate y'all for hanging out. So 2 things. One is I'm gonna share the live on my YouTube channel. So go follow me on YouTube, Becky Brown Girl. Like and subscribe, please. I would really appreciate y'all. Um, and the other thing is I'm still in that Fab over 40 contest. So the link is in my bio actually. So please go vote for me because y'all got me all the way up to second place in my group. Not overall, but like I'm still in it to win it. And I might throw y'all a couple dollars if I win. It's a $40,000 prize. So anyway, um, I don't know how many more elimination rounds are, but I think there's a couple. But I would appreciate your vote very much. Yeah. Anyway, thanks for hanging out, and I will see y'all next Wednesday. Peace to fingers.